Hello, NXT Instagram, Andy Shepherd here from NXT UK. Welcome! It's Thursday night. That means, of course, it's NXT UK night on the WWE Network. What a show we've got in store for you. Once again, we're going to dig deep into our archives to bring you some of the best matches in this brand's history. And tonight, ahead of that show, got a very special guest. Sorry, got a frog in my throat there. Very special guest with me. We've got one Xia Brookside. Let's see if Xia is here for us to have a chat with. So remember, if you've got your questions for Miss Brookside, do send them in. I'll be asking her all your questions if by the power of the internet, Xia Brookside is gonna join us. There we go.
We're on.
Here we are. How are we, Miss Brookside?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. All the better for seeing your face. This is the first time that we've had a chat face to face that a lot of the WWE universe are going to have heard from you in quite some time. So how are you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I know it's hard for everyone, but just trying to get by, keep positive, keep busy. I think that's the most important thing. It's just trying to find stuff to do.
Have you picked up any new hobbies during lockdown?
I did for a portion, and I was trying to learn how to play the guitar.
Okay.
And
how's it going?
Still a plan in action, but then obviously other work commitments and classes and so much NXT are doing for us right now to just keep us busy and still learning. So it's kind of taken a bit of a backseat at the minute.
So you can't do a man bruise for us. You can't play us any songs.
Not yet.
Okay. Maybe next time we do one of these, you'll have the song.
Yeah.
So talk about staying ready. You say that, the NXT UK crew are keeping you guys ready. What kind of Xia Brookside are we going to see when we do eventually get to see you back inside the squared circle?
During this time, I've been able to sit down and study so many old British matches. And that's exactly what I want to bring back with me and just showcase how many incredible British heroes there are to so many of us and really bring back British wrestling.
Because you're a real student of the game, aren't you?
I guess.
I know. It harks back into your, when we watch you inside the squared circle, your style does hark back to, a bygone time. Is that something you pride yourself on?
Oh, 100%. It's something that, I feel it in my blood.
Yeah.
Even as simple as wearing wrestling boots. You look around and there's all these different kind of footwear that you can wear to wrestle now. And I'm I have to wear boots. It's in my blood. It's been British wrestling was the first thing that I ever seen wrestling wise. And it's what spoke to me and it's what made me want to become a wrestler. So
why are wrestling boots so important to you? What does that symbolize for you?
Being British. Just being British. They all wore boots.
Hey, exactly. Let's talk about your history, because I think a lot of the fans watching will know, of course, that the great Robbie Brookside is your father. But what some people might not know is that even as a kid, you were going sort of night in, night out to shows. This is something which probably more than many of the female competitors in all of WWE, this is something that's been ingrained into you, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been my entire life, really. I was going to primary school, and I don't know what the equivalent is in America, but I was 7 to 11. We'd get picked up from school, we'd have a change of clothes in the car, and we'd go straight to the venue. And we'd come home, go to bed, go to school, same thing again. Because my dad was on the road so much back then. So we were constantly traveling, and wrestling's always been a part of my life. And it was actually when he stopped wrestling that I realized, I was this is what I'm meant to do. There was a part of me that was missing, not going to these shows. And that's when it clicked, and I was wait, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I dream of doing.
So this is interesting. So when you were going to the shows as a youngster, it wasn't something you had any particular ambition to do?
No, I loved being there, and I loved the environment, but I always associated it with my dad. I never thought little old Xia is going to be.
Do you think it wasn't cool? Because often, regardless, I think, of what your parents do, when you're a young kid, your parents are never cool.
Oh, I mean, I got bullied for it.
Really?
Yeah, all through school, there's always those, those people that are like, oh, wrestling's this, wrestling's that. And then you get the ones that are like, have you met this person? Have you met this person? And it's just, I think it's just such a bizarre lifestyle to so many people. And especially being a kid, like I understand it now. It's hard to grasp that someone's life can be that way. So I did get a lot of stick for it, but I loved it too much to care.
And again, I think we've touched on this, in commentary with you, but Robbie didn't help you, did he? You did this all by yourself. He didn't train you.
Yeah, it was such a crazy journey. I remember so I started training when I was 15 and I
Wow.
did it when I was 16. But I remember being like 13, 14 and I was like, hey, daddy, I want to be a professional wrestler. And he was like, no, you don't. Like, stop. Because all growing up, I wanted to be a vet. Like, I was taking like triple science in school and everything. Like, I was pretty academic. So he was like, no, you're going to go and do a normal job and you're going to stay at home and whatever. And I remember like I was somewhat winding him up and then it clicked to me and I was like, no, I really do want to do this. So I told him and he was like, no, no, no. And then he left for America and there was a guy called Darren Thunder Walsh who was wrestling with him and he'd known him for so many years and he took over the training school. And I went up to him and I was like, Uncle Darren, my dad said I can train. One of those situations.
Honestly, he did. Honestly, just don't call him. Don't call him. He told me to tell you it's fine.
Yeah. But like I found out about a year ago that Darren did call my dad and my dad was like, well, if she wants to do really wants to do it, I'd prefer you to train her because at least then I know she's safe. And that's how I got into it. And it was very much like two very separate roads. We didn't discuss it. He didn't help me. He didn't train me. He was always there to talk to, but it's just we didn't want that to be our relationship. Like he's always my dad at the end of the day. So it was very two separate paths. And I think when I went to Japan the first time is when he actually like realized how much I was trying to do and wanted to do. And then that's when we started to discuss wrestling a bit more. But even to this day, like he hasn't trained me or anything like that. And we still keep it very separate. But
Do you seek out his guidance on things? Do you ask his opinion on things?
yeah, I ask his opinion on things and he'll be like, go to your coach. I get it because I've come this far and like I've been wrestling for 5 years now and I've come this far without him in a way. So for him to now help me is kind of like going against what we believed in and like doing it on your own. Like I feel like if I go to him now, I'm like cheating.
Is it sometimes frustrating because when people realise who your father is, they may go, oh well, obviously she's had a step up, a helping hand here. Does that sometimes frustrate you because you have done this all by yourself? You've almost done it the hard way.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of second generation wrestlers, like we do try and do it on our own because that's just we don't want to be known for who our parents were, and there's such big footsteps to fill sometimes or shoes to fill, you know the saying. But it did frustrate me, and I always explained it in a way of yes, being a second generation, a lot of doors are open for you already. However, it's a lot harder to get through those doors. And at the start of my career, like people were booking me because of the name. And then I'd wrestle there and then I'd never go back because I was 17 years old and I was still very new to this and I wasn't very good. But I just got booked because of my name and that did have a negative effect sometimes.
When you look at other sort of second generation superstars, let's Charlotte Flair, for example. Are those some people you kind of look up to and look at their career path, how they handle things, how they handle certain situations, and take inspiration from that?
Oh yeah, definitely. There was I've seen like a lot of Charlotte's like interviews and stuff, and it's so inspiring what she says about how she's done it and how far she's got. And no one can take that away from you. Like you can't get somewhere just off of a name. Like you do have to be good. You may get there initially off of a name, but then you have to fulfill that.
Do you think that the expectations are almost higher? Because look, hey, Charlotte Flair now is arguably one of the greatest female superstars of all time. but she's proved it. Do you think that the pressure on her shoulders, and and the same thing can be said for someone like yourself, that there is a pressure, an expectation to perform there?
Yeah, it's such extra added pressure because you're not just it's not just pressure on you, it's pressure on your heritage. And like you have a standard to live up to.
Mm.
Especially, I mean, look at Charlotte, her dad's Ric Flair. Those are some boots to fill. And she has shocked everyone, and she's so incredible, and she's made so many milestones for so many of us. But it's yeah, it's just it is hard, but it's worth it in the end. And the expectations are there, and you have to meet them. But if you do, no one can take that away.
Um, Guys, if you're watching this, do send in your questions for Zara. I'm going to be asking them throughout this conversation. I've got a question here from, I'm awful at the names, by the way, on Instagram sometimes. Mauricio Hunt. Thoughts on wrestling in the States? Now, of course, it was 2 years ago that a lot of the WWE universe will have first seen you at the Mae Young Classic. How was that experience? What are your thoughts on going back and competing in the States?
Oh, I love America, and I was actually lucky enough to do some indie in America before the Mae Young Classic. But the Mae Young Classic for me was like a huge, I don't know the word, like a huge experience, because it was the first time that my dad saw me wrestle live.
Wow.
And that was our first time like in a venue together, never seen me before. And even that was like a lot of weight on me. And even him being in the crowd, like it wasn't even like he was just backstage, like he was there. And it was so nerve-wracking, but I felt so comfortable at the same time. Like I felt so safe knowing he was there, and it filled me with a lot of like confidence. But I love America. I can't wait to wrestle in America again. The fans over there are great. Like,
And let's not forget, in the Mae Young Classic, you were just 19 years old, weren't you?
no, I was 18.
You were 18. How old are you now? You're 20, 21? 21. So you're still so young. You've achieved so much. Of course, like NXT UK, you're a big part of that brand. How does it feel for you to, look at people like Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, all those guys, they're all so young. How does it feel to be part of this burgeoning brand? At the same time, you're still a very much a developing performer to have all that time to grow within this brand.
Yeah, I think I forget sometimes. Like, I forget I'm only 21. And, like, people like, remind me, and they're like, you're only 21. Like, you're doing great at this. Because I'm the worst critic on myself. And I'm like, no, I need to be doing better. I need to be doing this, and I need to be going here. And then you kind of sit back for a second, and you're like, no, I have done good. Right? I'm doing okay. And you just kind of reassure yourself that you are doing okay. Like, I was 17, I think, when I first went to Japan for a and you're with people that don't really speak English. You're in a completely foreign country. You don't know your way around. That's a lot of pressure. But those are the experiences that help me grow and help me mature and learn so many things.
And you say that sometimes it's hard to stop and see how far you've come. Has that been one of the benefits, perhaps, of lockdown? Because you guys, the whole NXT UK roster, you're all used to going so hard, so quickly. You're performing multiple times a week. You're always on the road. It is sometimes hard to stop and smell the roses. Has this given you time to sort of stop and go, oh yeah, I'm doing okay?
Yeah, it's given me the time to like focus on things that I want to do. Because when you're constantly going and you're like, okay, I want to learn this, or I want to do this, like even wrestling related, there's like moves you want to learn or characters or what that you want to work on. And because you're constantly going and you're constantly on the road, like you can't sit down and actually think about it. And during this time, like I said, I've been able to study so many more British matches and look at that and see what I can take from it and what I've learned from it. And it's been so hard, but it's been such a blessing to just be able to like pause for a second and just focus on things that I want to do now.
Going back to your style, when you look at NXT UK, are you for a superstar like yourself? It must be really cool because again, it's a brand that does have a different style. It is trying to show the world what British wrestling is all about. Is that something that you're enjoying?
I am so grateful for that, like, for that opportunity and the fact that me at 19, because I've been signed for 2 years in August, and like I have to take a step back, and I'm like, I am so grateful for this opportunity because at 19 years of age, I'm contracted to this whole new company and brand that's showcasing what I've dreamed of my entire life. And being able to be given that platform to share and show people what British wrestling is and was is incredible.
I've got another question here from Ashton Stacey. Favorite Raw and SmackDown superstars?
Oh,
Who you liking over there?
I I have to say Bailey and Sasha, but I feel like that's kind of cheating because they're a tag team. But they are making waves right now, and it's incredible what they've done, and they are dominating both brands at the minute with both titles and the tag titles. Like, that's crazy insane to me.
And of course, that WWE Women's Tag Team Championship is being defended across all brands. Do you kind of hope that when the time is right, that title might make its way across the ocean to NXT UK?
That's, yeah, definitely. Because that opens so many doors. Like, that title is like, you can go anywhere with that, and you can do anything, and you can challenge anyone. And imagine, like, if that came over here. I'm like sitting here, I'm like, who's going to be my tag partner for this?
If you had to choose someone as a tag partner, have you got your eyes on anyone in the NXT UK roster? Anyone that you think you might gel well with?
Piper Niven,
Oh,
definitely.
Zaya and Piper. I'd like to see that.
I'll bring the speed, she'll bring the strength.
You've thought about this. Hey, we've got to bring something up because we talk about how young you are and the journey you had and being taken from school to wrestling matches. But we actually found something out very recently that we both grew up in the Leicester area, but we knew we were quite far apart. You know, the village you grew up in is multiple miles away from the village I grew up in. But we found out we went to the same high school.
That's nuts, hey. I remember I think you posted something, didn't you? And you'd like gone back home. And I
Yeah.
was like, wait, you're from there? And you was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, I went to school here. And then you said it, and I was like, what a small world. Like,
It's still. I know. I talked to a lot of the Scottish contingent, and you know, a lot of them went to the same schools. But I don't know. I kind of expect that. A lot of the guys grew up there in Glasgow. I kind of expect that. But from a small village in Leicestershire, there are two of us who somehow have ended up in WWE. It was a very bizarre moment.
I know.
Maybe one day we'll get to go back and give a talk about sports entertainment.
Yeah, it's so insane. We'll have to do like a day trip back to the school and be like, this is what we do now.
Oh my word. Hey, my mum will cook us cake. She only lives up the road. I've got another question here. From TJS Grant. Any favourite warm-up song before match? Do you listen to music before match?
So I was very lucky on the indies that my ring music got me pumped up. It was Are You Ready to Fly by June, and it was actually my dad's ring music, which when you listen to it, like, that was not his music. Like, you associate it with me, and then you're like with him, and that you're like, that doesn't make sense. That's actually where I got the Are You Ready to Fly from. But lately, I have been very much into Where I Belong. By It's actually a few bands, but if you search it by State Champs, it comes up, and that song is just like, it's talking about this is where I belong. And it's such a powerful song that really gets me. I'm like, you know what? I am here, and I'm great, and I'm doing it. It's like, put you in that. You know what
And talk about your positivity. You know, you're a very positive person, and I've seen the comments on social media, you know, and what people say. You do inspire a lot of people. How does it feel, particularly at such a young age, to know that what you're doing is having such a positive effect on people?
So there's kind of a backstory to that. So when I was in school, obviously, like, the ambition to be a wrestler is like really bizarre to people, and they're like, you're never gonna do that. Like, you're from here, you're not gonna go there, and like, it's a crazy dream, right?
I hear you. I hear you.
Right? You know the score. So my dream has always been to inspire children or adults, whatever your age is, to do what you want to do. Because if I can come from area that I came from, wrestling family or not, if I can come from where I'm from and I can have this dream and I can do it, then I believe anyone can. And I believe that no matter what you have in front of you or what you may not have, you can do it. And that has always been my to just inspire people to live their dreams.
Well, look, you're inspiring a lot of people. If people want to check out Zia Brookside, you're on NXT UK tonight. In fact, in 10 minutes' time, on the WWE Network, the whole world can check you out now. Tonight, we've got a match, and you're facing off against Isla Dawn. What was she like? What is she like as a competitor?
Oh, she's great. Like, she's actually, we've done tag matches together and everything, and it's always so, there's a lot of chemistry there between us. But this match tonight is actually one of my favorites in NXT UK because it was the first chance I got to showcase me, like me being the British wrestler. Because obviously when I came in, it was all like, Rhea Ripley was just a huge bully when I came in. And I get it, she had her title and she had things to do. However, this match tonight is where, like, my heart felt so whole. I was in Liverpool, I was showcasing British wrestling, and Isla Dawn was such a great wrestler to go against in this match because she also had a lot of British wrestling influence, and I felt so lucky to be a part of that.
You can check that match out tonight on NXT UK. Now, of course, you know, we're all itching to get you and the rest of the NXT UK roster back inside the squared circle. What kind of Zia Brookside are we going to see when you get back in there?
Fresh. Positivity. Everything that comes to mind. Like, I wanna show all of you that this pandemic and everything bad that's happened has happened for a reason. And we are all going to come back stronger and better than ever. We are going to show you exactly what we've been up to. We're going to show you all these new things. And I'm going to come back British, bubbly and fun.
I can't wait. Hey, we've got a few moments left, so I've got time for one more fan question for you. One from Only Legit. Advice for someone trying to get into the business but is too young right now.
How old is too young? Because
let's say they're sort of, you know, they're too young to start training. So maybe I'm going to make this up, let's say they're 10.
Okay. I would honestly say finish school. I finished school before I started, and I think it's the best thing that I did. I got all my exams done, and it puts you in more of a mature mindset to start. Like, you know your boundaries, you know how to be treated, and you know your body. And I think that's the most important thing, is making sure that you are aware of what your body can and cannot do. Like, I can't do flips, but I know that, but there's a lot of other stuff that I can do. And I think the most important thing is to let your body develop properly before you start training. And when you start training, find a good school.
Well, Zia Brookside, it's been great to talk to you. We are just a few moments away from tonight's NXT UK. So everyone who's watching, get a cup of tea, set in and watch Miss Brookside perform tonight. Zia, it's been a true pleasure talking to you.
Thank you.
I can't wait to catch up in person and to see you back inside that squared circle.
I know. I'm so excited to see everyone. And I thank you all for joining us today. It's been really fun.
Thank you very much. Take care of yourself and I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Zia Brookside there. Wow, what a great chat we had. Great insight to where she's come from. She's come from the same place I do. That was bizarre, wasn't it? Remember, you can catch NXT UK tonight in just 6 minutes' time on the WWE Network. That's 8 o'clock UK time. That's 3 o'clock Eastern time. And of course, any time on demand. Thank you so much for joining us here on the NXT Instagram. I've been Andy Shepherd. I will no doubt see you very soon for another NXT UK live. Take care. Goodbye for now.